Hello, friends, and a good evening to everyone who is live on social media right now. This is Saima Dillon, and coming to you heart to heart with my co-host Kalpana, and you have been listening to me for a while. I completed a year of doing my podcast and took a little break. So now we are coming directly on, a couple of platforms just to bring something of value. And Kalpana, why not do an introduction and tell the listeners about you and your passion for women empowerment?
Sure. Thank you, Saima. And it's really honored to be part of this podcast today. We've been doing the radio show together on
Yes.
Panasia, and we really enjoy the show as well. And this is another opportunity for me to come here and discuss various other topics. And I am Kalpana Malela Puluru. I go with both both my names, my maiden name and my last name after the marriage. So I've been a Montessori teacher from 17 years, a proud Montessori teacher, and I really enjoy my job. And COVID happened, and it made me move out of my comfort zone and look for other opportunities as well. And I'm really fortunate that I got the opportunity to be a radio host and fulfill my passion, and I'm really enjoying that show with you, of course. We both are really enjoying the show, and we got a lot of listenership in this last few months that we both should agree that we have tried to. I mean, we tried our best to cover as many topics as possible and connect with the people who are really going through those turmoil in their life. And here I go with another podcast that you gave me the opportunity. I'm really honored to be the part of it. So I decided to talk today about the comfort zone, um, because I know we all get into kind of a fishbowl for a long time, and we really hesitate to come out of it. So I decided to talk about comfort zone today. So that's going
Define
to be
comfort zone.
what is it?
Define comfort zone. What exactly is
Well,
comfort zone?
to me, let's speak about me. I think anything it's a kind of a habitual pattern, Saima.
Mhm.
When we do certain things for over a period of time, our mind really gets tuned to it. We just get so much comfort doing it. And because I think that the anxiety is so low because we are so much used to doing the same stuff over and over again. So anything that is beyond that, anything which is not in that zone, which is comforting us, I think the brain sends a signal. And I believe that we don't want to do something we don't know, something totally alien thing that we don't want to get into it. So to me, I think comfort zone is something we've been a habitual pattern that we've been doing it for a long period of time, and we get addicted to it, I think. And something has to really strike hard to come out of that zone. For example, right now the COVID happened, and a lot of people lost their jobs, and we don't know. I mean, the global it hit globally, worldwide, right? So it's so hard for many people. They lost their small businesses, they lost their jobs, and lots going on. And I'm sure a lot of people have tried new things to go out of their comfort zone, because especially in today's world, I would say two people have to work to make the living.
Yeah.
And this is something that strike really bad to every family, well, health wise and even financially, every way. So I believe that, especially in today's day, I think if you speak about last 1.5 year, many people have gone out of their comfort zone to do things and explore and discover that it can be doable.
Absolutely. And I think, comfort zone is basically stepping out of whatever it is that you are used to doing.
Right.
Some people, uh, in order for them to get to point A to Z, they will always follow that same pattern to go from A to Z. But
Right.
then what breaking out of your comfort zone has to do with trying different routes, trying different ways to get you to still to your destination. But as you start taking those different ways, you know, because when you're on the same path, you're literally on autopilot. You get in, you're on autopilot, you know that's your destination. You're not really aware of your surroundings anymore, and you start taking things for granted, and it becomes just this regular stereotypical pattern that you keep following day in and day out. But getting out of your comfort zone, when you start taking these different routes, it starts sending these different stimulations into your brain for you to start looking at everything else that new route starts offering you. And that new route brings with it change, and that new route brings with it a different kind of glory and a different kind of scenery, which is extremely essential for us as human beings to have that change. Because um, with change, we sometimes get so stagnant in following that same path. So change is extremely essential, so that new things, joyful things, can enter our life.
True, very true. I agree with you, Saima, because you know what? When we are comfortable, I would say the growth doesn't happen.
Yes.
The growth happens only when there's a discomfort to it. Especially if you see the new child entering a school, he's certainly going to cry for some time because he's not used to leaving their parents, and he's going to cry. But parents know that I mean, if you let the child pull out of the classroom or pull out of the school, that's not going to have any growth for the child, right? It's just a simple analogy, I would just say. So I think it's time consuming. It doesn't happen over the period of time, or it doesn't happen overnight. It takes quite some time. But I think that discomfort is where the growth is, I would say. We are so much, like, I totally agree that we so much get used to that pattern and stereotype that going on. We do not want that alien thing entering in our belief system, because we just kind of conditioned ourselves that this is what is life is going to be. Especially,
This
I mean,
fear of the
any issue.
unknown.
Yeah, they don't want to know any unknown. I think we live in that imaginary self of ourselves, and we just live in our mind, right? I mean, most of people, they live in their mind and they expect the change outside. And then but the mind is already plugged to that kind of old belief that we've been comfortable so for so long time. Unless we come out of that and jump in and try to do and experiment new things, face the problems, keep going on. And then, I mean, it's going to take the path is certainly a discomfort path. It's certainly going to make us face a lot of conflicts, a lot of difficulties. But I think that happens. Any kind of new path, I mean, any kind of achievement, you will only see if you are able to embrace that kind of difficulties, embrace that problems. I think those who challenge that and then take it and then move forward is where I would say. I mean, I can say that just life, like somebody said that life begins at the end of the comfort zone. So
Yes.
we need to just jump out of it. I mean, there are many examples, of course. People
Yeah.
just still sit in their same zone and they don't want to come out of it.
Yeah, because it's a fear of the unknown, right? I mean, you're
Absolutely.
scared that, oh, if I get on the freeway, I've never been on the freeway. If I get on the freeway, I will not be able to do it. But the thing
Right.
is, you will be able to do it if you give it a try. You just have all these preconceived ideas in your head. But like you said, that's where growth happens. Growth happens at the end of um,
Comfort zone. Yeah.
comfort zone. And Kalpana, there are a few factors which can actually help you come out of your comfort zone. One of those factors is to just be confident and to believe in yourself, to believe that you will be able to do whatever it is you need to do. That self assurance, it will help you go out there and handle yourself in any situation, no matter what happens. That no matter what life brings your way, you will bounce back and having that belief in yourself and that confidence in yourself just lights this fire under you, this fire of belief that you can just do anything that you want to do. Another thing that can help you come out of your comfort zone is literally to be honest with yourself, to do self reflection, where you are true to yourself, where you are ready to embrace your own mistakes, and your own faults, and you're ready to accept yourself for who you are, and you come to terms with your own reality and your own truth, and you make conscious choices that ensure that you will put yourself out there to face any kind of challenges that come your way. Another
Very true.
thing is understanding your circumstances, just understanding, being cognitive of your surroundings and yourself, in regards to your own abilities and your own disabilities, right? Coming to
True.
terms with कि मैं ये नहीं कर सकती हूँ, मैं ये कर सकती हूँ, और मेरी I myself, by nature, I'm a lazy person, and that's my natural tendency.
We
Is,
all are, yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know
It's true.
कि अगर मुझे अपने चिल वर्ल्ड के अंदर रहना है, तो मैं उस टाइम के ऊपर मैं वो इंट्रोवर्ट बन जाती हूँ, जबकि बाय नेचर मैं एक्सट्रोवर्ट हूँ, बट उस टाइम के ऊपर मैं अपने जोन के अंदर
It's
जाके
kind
और
of like
गायब हो
instant
जाती हूँ.
gratification, you know what? It's kind of instant gratification, I would say, because we all want to come out and do. We know in our mind that what is where the growth occurs, and what. For example, like you said, you sometimes get lazy, and we all tend to get lazy sometimes. Probably like how many of you, I mean, most probably everybody have snoozed the alarm button and sleep again, because that's we get that kind of peaceful sleep in the early in the morning, so we don't want to get up from the bed.
Yeah,
I think that happens to everybody. It's kind of like instant gratification. You want to lose weight, and if you see a sweet, a dessert in front of you, you certainly want to just eat it because it's very hard, right?
yeah.
Especially like me. But like you see, you know what, Simon? If you see that movie, The Finding Nemo,
Yeah,
if Nemo wouldn't have tried that experiment, the dad knew where the danger is, right?
yeah,
Dad knew where the danger is, but Nemo wanted to try, and then of course he landed into some troubles.
yeah,
But then if you see it at the end of the movie, he actually learned new things during his course of journey. But I wouldn't encourage everybody to go and do such kind of things, but because you never know, some people may experience really a bad phase also. But I think if you see the movie, it teaches that going out of the comfort zone certainly has taught Nemo many things, which actually helped him to teach the same thing to others as well when they were in danger. So
yeah.
I think there's some things, even the con man, if they wouldn't have come out of their comfort zone, we wouldn't have been civilized, of course. I mean, if we call ourselves right now. So well, nothing happens in one day or 2 day. It takes certainly time. I think some people who have the
Absolutely.
courage.
Absolutely. I mean, मैंने अपनी लाइफ के अंदर यही एक्सपीरियंस किया, and this is what I've witnessed in my own life, that
Uh-huh.
um, once you break that barrier of initial barrier of wanting to grow, with it starts coming all these different kind of changes that you have
Right.
to embrace, and it's just all this, you're in this sphere of unknown. um, but I think, I've been going through so much change in the past 5 years. It started in 2016, and I think I've just become addicted to change now. But इन्हें वो जो अंदर का जो एक लेजी
Initially,
इंसान है,
yeah.
वो फिर भी उधर ही है. It's still there. That's my inherent nature. That's what it wants to do, is like do nothing. But क्या
No,
कह
by
सकते
nature, I think we all are a little bit intimidated or scared about any new belief system
Yeah.
enters into our mind, that I don't know what's going to happen, I don't know if we get success, if we get failures. I think there's all kind of the thoughts will process in everybody's mind, no matter how strong and how introvert or weak they are. But I think those are the people who really try, especially with me too. I mean, from especially this COVID has taught a lot of things. It's, I would say, it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Made me and come out of my comfort zone. My workplace is very close to my home, and I was very much used to it. Many people know where my workplace is, so I never wanted to drive that far. But now that things happened, I think it made me get out of my couch. I was like, no, that's not how it's going to be. So I have pulled myself, and I think I pushed my brain, okay, no, I have to start doing new things as well, and I'm capable of doing it. I had to just give my affirmation to myself, a self
Yeah.
affirmative talk. I was doing it. I think I can do it. I know it's not going to be easy. Maybe it's going to be tough, but I
Yeah.
think many people do it. I'm not the only one on this who's trying to do this, and so I have also just
Believing
pushed
in
my. And
yourself, right?
yes,
Believing in
believing in
yourself.
yourself first thing, and I would just say that, you know what, I think the mind is like a parachute, Saima. Ki unless if you want to jump, you have to open it. I mean, unless you press the button,
Yeah.
it doesn't work. The parachute doesn't work unless you press that button, and the button is in our hand. It's in our courage. I mean, that's what it is. If you just believe in that, I think you will able to do whatever dreams you have, whatever achievements you want to do it. It's
Absolutely.
certainly a long journey, of course. Some people are very lucky that they just get it, maybe, probably, but for many of them, it's a long journey, and it's the life is a journey itself. So it's just a process, and that's for me is what comfort zone I would say.
Absolutely. I mean, being true to yourself, being honest with yourself, understanding
Right,
exactly who you are, who your true self is, understanding your circumstances, and being cognitive of your surroundings and your own self with regards to your own abilities and disabilities, what you are able to do, what you're unable to do. And you know what, go do it alone. Surround yourself with
right,
familiar faces, and and if you are just always around familiar faces, familiar people, familiar circumstances, you will seldom break out of your comfort zone, because you're just going to become a bystander of your own environment. But when you're ready to face and engage with new people, they're going to offer you different experiences and different exposures. And literally, Kalpana, I think I am the prime example, because like I when we started the show, and I said that I just recently completed that 1 year of doing my podcast. And when I started alone, and I didn't know anything about mics, and I didn't know anything about lighting, and I was like knocking doors, and honestly, the best thing, my podcast started to change my life, because it started bringing people from different realms, started bringing people from all over the world, from different religions, different cultures, different countries. It helped me connect with amazing people, like yourself, who've come into my life and who are just teaching me so much about what is different. And it makes you understand that, here we are we have grown up with these rigid thoughts in our head, that the borders and the boundaries and the distinctions and the barriers. But you realize that you all have so much more in common versus not. And you're like,
that's
oh,
true.
they're just like us.
Absolutely. We all are wired in the same way, Saima. I think it's just the outcome is different, the way our thoughts process in our mind. I think otherwise we all are same way wired. Our fears are same, our joys are same. If we get successful, we really extremely feel happy, and if something goes wrong, we are fearful, we're sad. I think we all are humans, of course, but the difference is, even with this a commonality that we have. Only the difference, I would say, is the thoughts that actually, because you know what, the thought is an energy, and that energy actually triggers what we are capable of doing it, or even if you're not capable, what is pushing ourselves to come out and still try that. It's okay if you fail. It's okay if that doesn't happen right away. I think that's what makes us different among each other. And like I said, I'm really fortunate because there was a period in my life too where I unconsciously maybe, but I think I was always trying to please everybody in my life. To me it was like, I think people should not get affected because of me, so I tried my best to please them. Maybe it was unconscious, it was not my probably the effort, the active effort, but it was occurring with me, it's happening with me. But then I realized that it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. If I don't feel comfortable, it's okay to say no. I
I
was at
think
the
that's
phase
our
where I never
culture,
said.
Kalpana.
It's yes, that's
Because
a culture again.
you come from India, I come from Pakistan, but
But we have a
it's a
similar culture. Yeah,
similar
that's true.
culture,
Yeah.
you
But
know?
at this point, I don't feel regret if I don't feel comfortable of doing anything. I
Yeah.
have learned to say no. I have learned to keep away from the people who I think that probably that's what the expiry date, that the friendship is expired. I think so. It's okay if they're not in our life. That's fine. So I think that has really made me learn so many new things, to know it's okay to be not okay. Everybody go through different phases. So but I think life teaches you itself unless you will really open your awareness, and then acquire things what's happening to you. I think the life itself teaches you a lot of things. But some people still close the doors, and they don't want to enter. They don't want these new things coming into their belief system. So I think that's something they need to learn, of course. Uh, like for example, even if you see the prisoners in the in the prison, Saima, I think they get used to. I mean, initially they don't want to be in the prison, of course, if they've committed some crime. But if they're in the jail for over a period of time, even they get used to. They don't want to come out because they made their friends and they like this system, so they don't want to come out of it. I think it's all about the addiction that we have over a period of time. Sometimes it's okay to come out and try new things. And again, like I said, the Asian culture is something very easily, I think, inherently we get judgmental very easily.
Yeah.
We have very right eye, okay, they did this, or they didn't do, because we are all fortune tellers after the fact, right? uh, so everybody will say, oh, you should have done that, you should have done this way. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine, I made a mistake. And like you said, we have to be true to ourselves.
Yeah.
Just believe it's okay, you made a mistake, that's fine.
And go ready
um,
to be ready to try different things.
absolutely.
Keep an open mind. If you want to put yourself out there, you have to be willing to accept whatever comes your way, right? you
Right.
you have to be open minded that whatever comes your way, you're going to deal with it accordingly. You're going to acknowledge your own thoughts, because it's just as your thoughts are important. Everything serves a purpose, simply because anything that is happening is occurring in some way. There's a purpose to it, so try to recognize it, try to grasp that experience. But you don't need to spend a lot of time just dwelling on it. And
Right.
another thing is to just recognize your own intentions and build relationships that help you build your own intentions. um, Keeping an open mind, but just coming to terms with whatever it is that you are seeking, with and you know moving forward with it. Don't be complacent, don't become comfortable. Just keep seeking and keep growing. Surround yourself with new people who can empower you in and help you build. um, and another very important thing is to unplug yourself from literally social media,
Mhm.
because right now we are glued to technology, right? So unplugging yourself from social media, from notifications, from texts, from emails, and because all these things, they take you away from the moment. So there are times when you need to unplug so you can be in the moment and you can be physically be present in a moment, and that moment can be outside your comfort zone. but it helps you engage with your present situation and your present circumstances. And, you know, another thing is to say yes more. Sometimes people just are so used to just saying no to any new thing, right? Any new place to travel, any new
Right.
food to try,
Accept it.
any new
Accept that.
restaurant,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And I myself am guilty of it because I'm a very picky eater. So, uh, like I tell everyone that, I've tried McDonald's. I have wanderlust and I travel a lot, and I have tried McDonald's and probably Burger King and Pizza Hut in every country that I have been to, because it's my comfort zone.
You know what? Once I read some article in Wall Street Journal. Warren Buffett has said that, you know what? Don't do as I do. Do it as I say. So
Yeah.
I think that's what I mean. We all tend to just try new things, and it's fine if you like McDonald's. If you die, I mean, I think it's just one life. Just live the way it makes you happy. But at
Yeah.
the
But
same time,
live.
it also, yeah. But live exactly. But live.
But live.
That's true, because don't cut off yourself, and
Yeah.
don't think that you're the only one in the life who's going through everything, because all sorts of things happen to all sorts of people. There are a group of people who thinks that why this happens to me only. But I think that all sorts of things happen to everybody. I mean, it's not that somebody has picked you, just you're on a bait that, okay, now it's your turn. I think everybody goes to that phase. Some people just embrace it, some people just shut themselves off and they don't want to try again. So with the show, Saima, with the radio show, I know that we mentioned it earlier as well. So I received a call. I think we both received an email. Remember, there was a lady who was going through a lot in her
Yeah.
life, and she finally found a time when her husband wasn't at home. So she called me and she was mentioned her issues with me, and
Do
she
you want to
said
give
she'd been going through.
listeners a little bit background about the email which came through, what she was experiencing? Just give a little bit of
Yes.
context.
Right, right. So this there was a lady. I think we don't want to mention the name, of course, because the
Of course.
confidential issues. But so she was married for 23 years and going through a lot of issues and marital problems in her life. So she emailed, of course, both of us, that she wanted to reach out and know what can I do in my life. And she's in a very a discomfort stage, and she's in very confusive stage, right? So finally she found, I mean, I reached out to her, gave her my number. I said, you can try whenever you want, and I'll try to navigate as much as possible in my best capability. So she finally found a time and she reached out to me and she said, my husband is not at home. And she mentioned some of it. And she said, I'm married for 23 years. I have two children and I'm going through so much. And my husband, uh, I mean, to me, it appeared that her is a narcissist, of course.
Yeah.
That all that she mentioned, and is in a stage where she does not know whether to stay in that relation or come out of it.
Yeah.
But I said she was going through a depression for 3 years, more than 3 years, and she was taking a medication for the same. And she said that she also went to a couple of counselors, but nothing helped. So we spoke for almost an hour, I believe, and
Yeah.
then I said, "See, whatever you're going through is quite normal. It happens to many families, and they go through it. Don't think that it's only happening with you." And I said, first, I think self-respect is the most important. The amount you spend energy on focusing on what he is doing, you'll never find peace. And unless you really try on your own and do a gingerly steps in your life and try explore new things, whatever makes you happy. If cooking makes you happy, just go do it. If you want to go drive and eat alone, just go do it. Don't feel any guilt trip in your mind. Like many Asian women have, we don't see many Asian women sitting in the restaurant and eating by themselves, right? They feel
Yeah.
that log kya sochenge, right? And so I have tried to
कल्पना,
give some
कभी
few
आपने
tips.
अकेले बैठ के रेस्टोरेंट में खाना खाया है?
Oh yeah, I did.
और मैंने भी खाया है।
मैंने खाया है, और मुझे कोई गिल्ट
और
फील नहीं
मैंने
होता.
मूवी भी देखी है थिएटर में
मैंने भी
अकेले बैठ
मूवी
के।
देखी. I know, I went, and because it's just like Like movie and eatery, I just enjoy my time.
Yeah.
I went and saw the Star Wars at that time because uh, at that moment my son has already seen it and my husband didn't want to see with me. So I said, okay, I want to go and see by myself, and I don't feel any guilt trip with that. And that's okay. Some once in a while you should try and do this. So I gave her some tips, whatever I could. I tried to navigate her, and so she said, after the hour talk, she said, you know what? I went for counseling. I've changed a couple of counselors. I'm taking medication, but your talk has made me like a medicine. I'm so glad that I called you. So she said, I will certainly find another time when he's not home and I'll call you again. And we'll try to apply whatever. Because I said, see, now that you know the knowledge, but if you don't put them into action,
Yeah.
there's no use of this knowledge. So,
I think
so
हम
they
लोग
just put them.
continuously ये बोलते हैं, right, कि you can take the horse to the water, but you cannot make the horse drink the water, and
That's
that's
true. That's
exactly what
true.
it is.
I said, the more you think, the cortisol and all this is going to just rise up in your body, and it's not worth for anybody. And if you don't respect yourself, your kids will not respect you. Nobody will respect you. And she said, this is exactly what's happening in my house, because I said, because your focus is all on him and not on you. Just pay attention on yourself. So I think, see, but again, Saima, the thing is, we do give advice to anybody. We do take advice, but then again, it depends on the people to people. Some people really take this very nicely, some people don't. So it just, I tried whatever I could and it helped her in her life. So,
And
but
एक
yet
चीज
again, I would say
कल्पना,
that a lot of.
एक चीज जिससे, सॉरी आपको इंटरप्ट कर रही हूँ, बट एक चीज जो जिससे लोग बहुत
I,
घबराते हैं, and people are really afraid of, as if it's such a big stigma, is seeking therapy and counseling.
it's still a
And
taboo, yeah.
and I don't understand why it's such a taboo. Honestly speaking, I mean, yeah, if I could, I would literally take, therapy every week just to sit there and to unload and to share my thoughts with someone and who can listen to me and help me place the all the things which are going on in my life, to help me place things in a certain direction. So I mean, I just want to encourage anyone who's watching, because we are primarily streaming on Women of Noor, and just on YouTube. So I definitely want to encourage anyone who's watching us that there is no harm, there is nothing wrong in seeking. Mental health is an actual, it's a problem, it's a disease, and it
Crucial,
needs
yeah.
to be addressed.
Absolutely. And another thing is, actually most of the Asian women, they hesitate go to counselor
Yeah.
because well, first of all, they say that men don't come with them because they think that who are they
उनके
to tell
मेन
our
में तो चलो
problems.
कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है, बट
Huh,
फीमेल्स
right.
थिंक कि उनमें भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट
Right.
द
Like if
थिंग
you
जस्ट,
see, I don't know if you've seen Family Man too. The man doesn't like the wife taking both of them to the counselor for their issues. But then again, I think here in America, since we are here living here, so many people also think that the counselors here do not understand the culture that we come from.
yeah.
So there's a kind of there has to be some Indian counselors who understand the background of Asian culture and how it goes. But I think, well, it could be somewhere true, but not completely. But if you really listen, I think no matter whatever whatever culture you're from, but if you don't pay attention to your self-respect, I think nothing is going to help you.
Because I think
You
right
said
there, that's the core, right? The
that's
core
the
is
core,
that
of course.
self-appreciation, self-love, self-respect. I don't know what I was listening to, where someone, yeah, I was watching, my daughter called me to her room and she wanted me to, while we were having lunch, she said, sit and watch Master Chef with me. And uske andar, they were asking all these people who were there, participants,
Mhm.
that what is their driving factor, the driving force that's making them
Go
come there
forward.
and do this. And I love the answer of this one woman who said, I am here for myself, because until I fulfill myself and my dreams and my wishes and my desires, I'm not going to feel fulfilled enough to be able to give back to anyone. And we always say this on the radio show, right? That
Right.
आपका खुद का घड़ा अगर खाली है, until you are fulfilled yourself and you fill yourself to the rim, you give from the overflow. You
बिल्कुल.
don't give अगर आपका खुद का ही घड़ा खाली है. I mean, if your own vessel is empty, you don't have anything to give to anyone else.
Absolutely, and another good advice that I've seen, it's there's a guy called Sandeep Maheshwari. I don't know people. He's on podcast and he's on YouTube, and I love listening to his shows as well. So one of the person from the audience asked him that whenever I see your show and I listen to your points, it really makes me fulfill and I really enjoy. But once I go home after a day or two, I'm back again on the square one, and I don't know what to do. So he asked a question that what should I do in that case? So, so Sandeep Maheshwari said that you know what? Well, whatever you listen, I know it's kind of like you're charging your phone, right? You're charging your phone every night, and that's good. And the phone is going to give you life for a certain period of time, hours, or whatever it's meant to be. But if you don't apply these things and start doing it, again, I would say when you start doing it and put them into action, nothing's going to help. Because I know even I love listening to a lot of YouTube channels. Really gives me peace. But then I think the only thing is the knowledge has to put into action. Like I said, mind is like a parachute. It won't work unless you open it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we need to just start doing it, and that can only happen when you just step out of the comfort zone. No matter whatever
Absolutely.
your issues are, no matter whatever you're going through, whatever your background is, but I think it has to have with the one step that you take, and the one step will not be fruitful. It certainly will be discomfort, but I think the discomfort is the beginning of the growth, I would say. Yeah.
Absolutely. And as our show comes to an end, which is going to be every Wednesday from 8 to 9 p.m., and if you're listening and you would like to be a guest on our show, comment and tag me below so that, and just let me know what it is, what you feel about women empowerment and how you, or just empowerment, what it is that you would like to give to the audience and join us on our
How it
show.
helped and transformed. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the one thing that I would like to end with, Kalpana, is this. You know what? We are taught to thank other people for everything that other people do. But do we ever thank ourselves? I mean, we are our most toughest critics. We rarely thank
True.
ourselves. But breaking that norm and thanking yourself for every little thing that you do for others, it shows gratitude. It empowers you, and it gives you that, it uplifts you and gives you that that high feeling to keep doing whatever it is that you're doing. So thank yourself for you, for everything that you contribute to the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's great. And thank you. Thank you for inviting me. And I would love to listen to the comments of the people as well. And do comment how it transformed, anything that helped you, even one tip that helps is what makes the life change, right? Yeah.
And one thing, that anything that helps you, anything that you would like for us to talk about, next Wednesday we are going to have Jen Russman, who's going to join us as our guest, and she does energy healing, and Kalpana, we took a business hit in 2016, and since then I was working on energy healing, on fixing my own energy within me. And Jen had come on my podcast, and she is an amazing woman with so many wonderful things to share. So she's going to join us next Wednesday. And with that, we end our show. And thank you all for watching. We are open to feedback, any contribution. If you would like to be a guest, just tag us below, message us, and come and contribute your wisdom to us as well as anyone who's watching.
Thank you. Thank you, Saima. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for watching and for being with us. Have an awesome, awesome day.